let me just give you and Vinny props. Thank you, sister, for the great hospitality that y'all showed me at Chrome 23.
Okay.
And let me tell you what Chrome 23 did for me. Rem, this is my second event that I've been to, right? I've interviewed people like you. I've interviewed people like Benny the Butcher. Me and Benny are cool, but we never met each other. Me and Benny looked at each other. It was a big hug, picture. So I want to credit to you, sister, for what you're doing, also bringing people together also with battle rap and hip-hop. So I want to salute you also.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad you could make it. Glad you could make it.
Let's talk, though, man. Of course, of course. I'm going to come. Listen, when I pulled up, let me just tell the people right quick. Me and my girl got there about 3:30, Rem, 3:45. The line was crazy.
It was.
Yo. Can you explain to the people, maybe that's the reason why people at home is like, well, we go Rem said 5 o'clock.
So I was very adamant about starting at 5 o'clock sharp. Like, I'm one of those people that when I'm late or something is off, I start getting anxiety. I get an attitude. I be mad. I start cursing people out. At 5 o'clock, I was going crazy. Why are we not starting? Like, this is crazy. And my cameraman, Danny, he came downstairs and he was like, "Well, we can't." And I'm like, "Why? Why?" I'm like, "Is it empty?" So he shows me a picture of inside and it looks pretty full to me. I'm like, "Why we can't start?" Then he shows me a video of outside and the line is literally down the block, around the corner, and starting kind of to turn the next corner. And he's like, Rem, some of these people pay, over $100 for their tickets. Some of them have VIP passes. Some of them have $250 stage passes. If we start, they're gonna think about it. Would you be upset? And I'm like, all right, cool. But then I'm like, all right, let me get some pushback. What about the people at home that bought their pay-per-view and they're waiting? And he goes, at least they're waiting at home. It's snowing outside. And I'm like, ugh, fine. So I'm looking at the tickets and I'm looking at how many we sold versus how many people that were already checked in. And out of that number, there was still like a good 270 something people that pre-bought their tickets. So I'm like, we got to at least get them in. Anybody who's coming right now to buy a ticket on the line, we do them last or whatever. And we kind of, like, how people like sold out? We oversold because I had two things I had. When I first made the announcement, and tickets went up for sale immediately on Eventbrite. But when I got my venue had a contract with Ticketmaster that they had to go through Ticketmaster. So we had tickets on Eventbrite and tickets on Ticketmaster. And somehow, some way, we kind of went over the number that it was really supposed to be. So like around 7 o'clock, like I told him, like, yo, just shut it down, because I didn't want the fire marshals to shut it down. I'm like, I'm sure we're over capacity and I don't want it to shut down. So, I just want to say, anybody that wasn't able to get in, I'm so sorry. I extremely apologize. Anybody that waited in the cold, in the snow, thank you. I appreciate you. Everybody that was waiting at home. Also, too, I know Rabbit Grant put out they put out an announcement because my stream, as well as the Pat Stay Forever went out at the
King of the Night also, yes.
And it's out of both of our control, and it was unfortunate because I felt like this time I did everything right. Everything that I learned from my first Chrome event up until, that day, I put everything into it. I took all the suggestions as far as when people were telling me who I should get to film it, all the suggestions on who I should get to run the stream. And, it seemed like a foolproof plan, but us both having events on the same day definitely contributed to that. Unfortunately, I couldn't change my date. By the time I had found out about the Pat Stay event, it was probably like 3 weeks left until my event. So I already had flights and hotels and the venue already paid for and things like that. And I'm pretty sure they may or may not have had, similar issues as to why they couldn't change theirs as well. But, from my understanding, it was out for maybe about 15, 20. And when they got it back up, they immediately picked up where we left off and then ran it back for anybody who may have missed it. Unfortunately, of course, it would have happened in the middle of the main event. But, you know, for the most part, I want to say, I would say it was a successful event. I learned a lot from this one the same way I did from all my other ones, and I'm looking forward to for what's coming next.
What do you think of the people that say, "Oh, Remy, it was your fault. You should have known the situation with the live stream, and we missing out all the battles"? What do you think of the people that's pointing a finger at Miss Martin and everything? Pointing.
I mean, when you're the boss, you always get the blame, like you know. So I'm used to it.
Pretty much.
What I didn't like is like people like, "Oh, her streams are always like this." I only went live. I only had one live pay-per-view event one other time. Is when we had the ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hot 97.
No. But that was free.
Right?
They didn't have to, and there was nothing
right,
like
free, right.
Their stream was immaculate for 9 hours straight. It never went out for 1 second. And that was free. I only did a pay-per-view when we did the one shot / ladies and gentlemen card. And when they went back, I was scared straight after that. Everyone, even once I had hired, you know, Ruin Your Day and Avocado and them to film it, I still was doing VOD. I would film the battles at like say 4 or 5 o'clock and then put them up that same day around 8, 9, just so that we'll have that time frame to make sure that everything was fixed. I was scared to death to go live. So when people be like, you know, this happens, I'm like, I had one pay-per-view live and my whole account, I had so many refund requests and complaints that my account was frozen for literally 6 months. I just got it back last month. It was frozen for 6 months.
Wow. So to break it down for one last time, the reason the stream wasn't working is because
Rap Grid was running 2 events at the same time, and I believe they tried to ask both parties to change their date, and it wasn't changed, and we believed that it would be okay. But I think around the time that they both went out, Jen was on stage at the King of the Dot event, and my main event was on. So it was like probably more of a impact at the same time that pushed it over. I seen somebody that put up here like Remy ain't never scared to Remy ain't never scared. That's Remy Ma ain't never scared. That's an outright lie. I don't know what that means.
Well, we can't pay attention to people's sister. You can't. Like I know you show love for people, but
me, I tripped over the wire, I pulled the cord out, like y'all be alright. But that's not what happened. And unfortunately, it was two events that people wanted to see. But of course, I always get, you know, the most scrutiny and the most backlash because I'm Remy Ma. It can't possibly be because I'm a league that's literally only been here for 1 year, had a completely sold out, oversold event with some of the biggest artists in battle rap, and still in, but you know, you let me alone. Like I'm okay.
Can I ask you a question? Because I watch you from afar from the days of Big Pun, right? And your maturity and calmness, can I ask you where that came from? Because I feel like back in 06, 07, you would have told all of us, yo, stop coming at me like this. It ain't my motherfucking fault. I try to give y'all a good show. Everything you've been doing since then.
I guess it comes from getting locked up a lot, paying a lot of lawsuits. I'm really tired of giving people my money for them doing shit. Huh?
But it's gotta be deeper than that, though, Ram. I think, though, no. It's gotta be deeper than that.
Because in my head, I'd be inviting them to the freight stand. In my head, I'd be like, suck my dick. Fuck you. You pussy. Do something. Like, in my head, that's how I be. But on the outside, like, listen, I apologize. I hope, you know, in the future that I can do better and things of that nature. But, yeah, I'm tired of, like, people calling the police on me. I'm tired of paying people because they're assholes and, you know, end up smacked or something like that. Like, I'm over it.
What do you say to the people? I saw another complaint. Let me get your take on this. Why did they go from $50 from the pre-order to $65? Can you talk about how I paid for $65? I was in the building.
Thank you.
And I paid $65 to the crib.
It was actually a suggestion from Averb.
So really pushed that when you guys were interviewing? Okay.
For Aver. So what happened was he's like, yo, this is one of, if not the biggest event in battle rap right now. You've had the sales up, the pre-sales up since Christmas. The announcements came on Christmas. So just Christmas.
That's true. That's true. Facts.
We are 3 days out.
Right.
If you don't have your ticket when we 3 days out, they deserve to pay more. And I was like, you know what? You right. That's so right. That's right. But also
right.
too, what happened?
Oh man.
What happened? I only had a few tickets left at the door, and I actually had set some aside that was for the door. I was like, this is what we're gonna put, online, and then I want to keep a certain amount for the people that walk up. And as time was going by, we kept getting lower and lower. I was like, all right, pull some more from the door tickets. And I had people literally like, yo, I'm trying to get a VIP table. They're saying all sold out. I don't care what it costs. I said, send you the bread. And I'm like, I don't have any more tables. There was only enough VIP tables for 100 people. And what's so crazy, when I was standing on that stage looking at the VIP sections, I'm super convinced that people was just you couldn't even see the separation of the tables anymore. Like, so many people, I'm not gonna lie, I was joking about it and making laughs about it because everybody was okay, but I started getting worried when the 5th person passed out. I was like, nah, okay.
Yo, Rem, I ain't gonna lie, I saw a couple people
what is going on in here? I was like, a little bit, please get them some security. You got another one, clean up on aisle 5.
Yeah, I heard you.
It was crazy. It was crazy, but I think people were just really excited.
Crazy, man.
And were drinking, they were smoking. Shout out to the venue. Shout out to the entire staff at Sony Hall. They were very they were not just understanding, but they were literally trying to make things roll smooth. What can we do? What can't and then once they seen that it was going a little bit later, she's like, if it goes over time, we understand, because they understood that I couldn't let people up because the line outside was so crazy. So she's like, don't worry about that. And I appreciate they wasn't stressing about people smoking, all of those things. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Is Sony Hall
Chrome's home base right now is Cakes and one. Because normally we have smaller pit style battles, but moving forward, when I do bigger events, I would love for it to be at Sony. I was trying to make it Nebula, my original place where my first promo event was, and where I had the first chrome event. Okay. But they was acting crazy. They got lit after I had my first chrome event. They got lit. And then it came back when I tried to double back. They was trying to charge me the new lit price. And I'm like,
try to get you, really? Try to get you.
You can't charge the people that got you lit the new lit price. That's crazy. And it's actually smaller than Sony. So definitely, I think it wouldn't have worked.
And to your credit, also, once everybody got in the building and after you was going fast for battle, you were not playing.
See, what happened was,
let's keep it moving.
When we did after the face-offs, and I seen how everything went. I went and we bought new mics, $1,000 mics. Everybody got new mics. A box of them. They was in Avocado's room waiting for him when he landed. And I bought enough mics so that we wouldn't have to switch mics out. Whoever has the mics now, while they're on, the next people should be mic'd up, and we go right into it. That's why I was so mad that we didn't start at 5, because if we'd have started by 5, I'm thinking 8:30, 9 the max, we'd have been out the building, because we here with it.
Right.
And because of that, that's how Easy and Hitman and stuff ended up going on before Shuni and Hustle.
Why was that?
Because Hitman, he was worried about the crowd being tired and not really, into whatever was going on, because they had been waiting for a while. So I was just like, all right, I don't want anybody to feel any way about me.
I don't think that was fair, respectfully, sis. I don't think that was fair to Shuni and Hustle. When you have everybody's there, respectfully, Easy and Hitman is the main event. I felt like, well, I honestly, if I was in your team, I'd have told you, right, we not doing it. Hey, man, you gotta chill. We need the people here. We don't want nobody leaving. You know what I mean? Nobody left.
Some people left.
We don't want people leaving after the main event.
Still because we were overpacked anyway. It was still a nice sized crowd there after the event. But also, you don't want you don't want the headliner. Two things. You don't want the headliner upset and feeling like, yo, if I would imagine with everything that's going on now, imagine if I would have did that. And it'd be like, oh, because we went last and everybody was tired. Like that would have just been
you're right.
On the list.
You're right.
But I feel like my original plan was, there really wasn't new. My original plan was to put names inside of a thing, mix it up, and whoever I pull out, except for them, was gonna go. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I saw an interview with Shuni. She was saying that kind of threw her off or whatever the case may be. And unfortunately, I wasn't aware of that. And yeah, I'm sorry that caused that. And I've come to understand, like, you can't make everybody happy. No matter what you do, somebody's gonna be unhappy about something. And at the end of the day, you know, I can only try to do my best to try to accommodate everybody and treat everybody fairly.
Right. What's your team? Do you have a big team? Who's your team? Let me ask you. Without saying names, can you just give me consist of how many people on the Remy Moss Chrome 23 staff as team? Like people that you reach out to, have a conversation with about battles, about other things that, you know, behind the scenes that we're not privy to know. You solo?
For the most part,
solo?
For the most part, I come up with battles. I might, you know, call like somebody or ask a suggestion. I ask the battlers too, like who you got in mind? Who do you feel like is the person that you hear the most that people want to see you battle? Things like that. Like, what do you think a battle rap is missing? So I ask a lot of questions, not just from the artists, but from media, whatever, and I try to factor all of that in. I have somebody, Vinny, he lives all the way in a whole nother time zone. Vinny 4049. He lives in New Mexico, but he does all my socials, which is good because they're in a different time zone. So a lot of times when I be late, he'd be right on. He runs the YouTube, the Instagram, and the Twitter. I have my girl Ash. She's in DC. Sometimes in North Carolina, she helps me with my graphics. Like, literally sit there. Sometimes she do them. Sometimes I do them. I have Yara, who does makeup. Sophia, who does hair. And Danny, who takes pictures. And that's about it.
Wow. Let me ask you this. How slime ballish is this battle rap that you've been having?
Slime ballish?
Yeah, no. Slime ballish.
Oh, it's like Nickelodeon.
Slime ballish. Yes.
Slime. It's Nickelodeon level of slime.
Were you expecting that coming in?
I did. Actually, in the beginning, everything was like really, really cool and calm. And I was just waiting, like, okay, when's it gonna come? When's it gonna happen? For the most part, though, I could say that I still feel all right about it. I'm a big girl, you know.
How do you deal with subliminals and fake pounds and fake highs and fake high end and all that?
That's my whole life. That's my whole life. I tell people all the time. Most people, they not really. There's really no gray area with me. People either love me, like they love me, like you meet them like Ram. Nah, I'm taking a bullet for it. Like, I know you're not playing with Ram. Or they hate my guts. Like, I cannot stand that bitch at all. Period. She dropped dead right now. I might throw a party. All the ones that's in the middle, anybody that's in the middle, like, it's a red flag. Like, I'm looking at you weird. Like, I like her. Yeah, watch you. Like, so.
Listen, I'm not here to count your pockets, sister, but I'm pretty sure you're not making an investment in the culture like you thought you at all. You're doing this for the love, aren't you? Because are you really recouping bread back?
No, but I will be. I feel like I figured it out. I feel like we're crossing that threshold.
You're a problem, Ram. Let me tell you, I'm 40-something years old. I've been part of this culture for years. And if anybody's telling you this, you got niggas shaking these boots. They're not gonna. I'm gonna say it to you, all right? And I'm glad you're here. We need you here. I'm glad you're here.
Okay, so let's say this. That was not my intentions. Like I didn't wake up one day like, yeah, I'm about to be a problem. I'm just like, I literally woke up and I tell people this genuinely because like if that's how I felt, like I talk like that sometimes. Like they know what's up. Like I do that from time to time. But I actually really came into this on some like, yo, what can I do? You know, what's so crazy? I think it was No Bars that sent it to me. And he was like, yo, he sent me a clip where he asked me like, yo, would you battle? Like, would you get into, and I was like, yo, I feel like me being who I am in my career and my stature and all my strength and my power, what I'm able to do, I would like to come in, if ever, in a capacity where I can help, not as competition. Like,
you can't help.
no, when I meant like not as competition, meaning not as somebody that's battling somebody else, not as a battler, but as, yeah. Yeah,
no, Lee,
but
I didn't
know what I meant at the time. I was just like in a capacity where I can help the other battlers, not as coming like, yeah, bitch, you know what it is, like you know what I'm saying? Or some, this is how much money I need and I'm battling them. I never came into it like that. But I'm here now and I'm not going nowhere. Like once I have my mind set on something, like, and that's another reason why I feel like I'm starting to see, some of the flowers grow through from the seeds that I planted, because there's only been a year, but for that year I've been 10 toes down, like trying to make sure that everything is perfect, switching things up, moving to the point where I'm sitting here by myself. All right, so is the contract back? Boom. All right, let me get her flight. All right, boom. Let me call the hotels. All right, boom. Let me see if I could get, like, just making sure that everything is the way that it needs to be done, because I know what I want it to look like. I know what I want my brand to be, and I know what I represent and what I kind of want the artist to have. Like I want it to be, when I say like there's no place like Chrome, I mean that. Anybody who's come over here, who's done business with me, because it's business, but it's also, I want people to be happy and feel comfortable. I can honestly say that can't nobody be like, yo, this, even if there was ever a discrepancy, I'd be on it quick. Okay? And I forgot one other person. I have Alex, who she does my door all the time.
Okay.
She don't play about it at all.
Okay. Let me show you something. I don't know if you saw C3, her comments after the battle. They asked her, what are you going to do with the money? And the money that she won, she straight up and down said, I'm paying bills. So I was like, to hear that come out of sister's voice, that, yo, I got bills to pay. Thank you, Chrome 23. You know what I mean? You're changing a lot of people's lives, man. And I'm also commending you on this. Respect to the ladies, but when you came in, you got the girls getting their hair done, makeup and everything like that. You had the girls looking very nice. Credit to you on that. You know what I mean?
To me. That is important to me. I feel like when people look good and feel good about themselves, like it's like a correlation. If you look good, you look in the mirror. You ever see those TV shows where they take the person that's just regular, they throw their head in a ponytail, they throw their little sweater, and they go, when they have them and they bring them in and they give them this makeover and they do the hair and they turn around and they're just like, it's like a whole new person. It's when you feel good about yourself, you perform better. And that's in any capacity, whether you're an artist, whether you are a doctor, whether you're a driver. When you wake up, like you get your hair done, you get your makeup done, you got a nice little cute fit, and you feel like you look good, you perform better because you just feel better about yourself. It's hard to be at 100% when you feel like, all right, I gotta cover my stomach because I don't like this, or I don't look like how my hair is looking, or my makeup looks weird. I feel like everybody looks better than me. Like I'm saying, and I don't like that. And you can ask anybody. We all use the same hairstylist. We all use the same makeup artist, and a lot of times too, like I try to make it like we all wear the same thing. Like I wear what they wear, and I'll do that on purpose too, because I want them to understand, like, I would never give you something that I wouldn't do. No?
A-Ward said in the battle with Vixen that originally it was going to be him and Misfit. What happened with that?
Misfit said I wasn't paying her enough.
What happened with that?
She said I wasn't paying her enough. It was I was like, I sent the number. She was like, oh, if that's the number that you're starting at, we're not going to get where I need to be. I was like, oh, okay. But I respect that, and I encourage that with all of them. And I tell them the same way. Y'all hands with me like y'all better hands with all these motherfuckers like that. If you feel like what I'm giving you or what I'm offering you is not what it is, I'm not gonna be like, oh, but I'm Rem, but this is Chrome. But like, no, I want you to feel like you're getting what you're worth or what you need. And I never, excuse me, I never, what's the word? Like, I don't hold that against them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't mean that I won't call her for another battle.
Right.
Yeah.
Future business down the line maybe again, right? Right. Okay. Can you get your take on some of the battle?
Sure. What you want to know?
What was your take on Hitman Easy? Let's go right there off the rip. You want me to tell you how I felt about it first? You want me to go first? The battle was phenomenal. Hitman did get booed coming out there, right? I did hear people booing and heckling him in the building, right? I had Easy with a 30, right? I thought the most debatable round was the first round, but I still gave it to Easy. And I'm going to tell you why I gave it to Easy. The alphabet soup line, and he goes into the basketball analogy, drugs and basketball, the rebound of the glass. That just did it for me. You know what I mean? This brother's on a 4-year run. Phenomenal. Hitman Holla is phenomenal. Let me give Hitman his flowers also. You know what I mean? He fought through all the heckling and everything in the first round and everything like that. Mic issues, though. Why was he having mic issues? Obviously not your fault. I'm just asking.
I don't know.
You give us some feedback on that.
Everybody used the same mics. We switched them out throughout the night. Caution and C3 didn't have it. Vixen A Ward, Prestavia official. Easy's mic was fine. I was hearing him fine. When I asked the crowd, I was like, yo, do y'all hear him? They was like, yeah. Yeah, they was like, yeah. But they were saying some other shit after it. So, but just because he felt like it was something wrong with it, I had them come in the back and give him another mic, and it still wasn't sufficient for him. Like, I don't really know what the issue was with that, but I was hearing him fine. They were hearing him fine on the feed, and I think a little bit had to do like with that first round. He went crazy and he lost his voice a little bit. So because of that, you know, we had to turn it up some more. But because Easy mic, it was at the level that it was. When they got close, it started screeching because we had to turn Hitman's mic up so much more for his second and his third than we did for his first, because he lost his voice a little. He went so crazy in the first, he lost his voice a little bit. But, you know, I just was trying to accommodate. I was trying to tell people, like, yo, you know, y'all got to chill, let him rap, whatever, and things like that. Like, you know,
you were saying that. You were saying
I can't control what the crowd does. Yes, and they did boo him when he came out, but he overcame that. He overcame that immediately.
His first round, they didn't boo after the first round.
More so the material and what they was compared to what they was getting on the other side. I don't really know. It was a lot of things going on. But I mean, it was one time I watched it because I bought the pay-per-view too, for those complaining. I have the files. I could easily just watch the files. But I wanted to watch what you guys was watching. I bought the pay-per-view. And it was one time during Easy's second where I guess they was switching the mics in the back because we had already had Shuni and Hustle mic'd up to go. So they were switching the mics and they didn't turn them off. So we hear the mic girl talking during the Easy's round. And I hear a lot of people saying that the second round was Easy's best round. Like, and he rapped through people that were talking through a whole nother mic. So I feel like a lot of times, you know, there are things that can change the trajectory, but some of the things that was saying, you know, I don't really feel like that was the case.
Let me get your take on this, though. You're a rapper. Let me ask you, you rap. Let me ask you a question. Do you think in battle rap, anyway, I can't talk about hip hop, but just in battle rap, do you think fans hate the success story? Money talk, success story? Or Remy, let me get a 2-part question. Or it's how you put it in a rhyme form, man.
I don't think fans hate the success story. What they don't like is when they feel like you are successful and now you're like trying to pretty much down the people that are where you came from. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not that. Because the goal is to be successful. The goal is to elevate. But when you elevate, you can't then be like, y'all bums, y'all broke, y'all this, y'all that. Like, bro, you was just there here with us. You know what I'm saying? It'd be that thing. Because you can have two things. Right. You can have some people, and I explained this analogy when I was actually talking to Hitman. I'm like, yo, you can have sometimes where people, they broke and they fucked up, and you have somebody like a Jay-Z talking all this money talk, and they like, yeah, like, because that's what they aspire to be. And then you can have it to where people are down, they broke, they fucked up, and you talking all this money talk, they're like, yo, I don't want to hear that shit because, nigga, that ain't where I'm at in my life. You could get either one, and right. You got, you know, the latter, unfortunately.
So basically, you can't really live your raps.
You can't do what?
Is that what you saying?
Yeah,
you can't live your raps.
I mean, it's just the way that is
truth,
presented.
Right.
I think it's the way that. Yeah, it's the way that it's presented.
In a rhyme form, right?
Because
in a rhyme
you
form,
can still say like, now let's say if he's saying like, I got, and I'm not even saying not even he, because I don't even want to put this just solely on Hitman. Like if you're talking about saying, yo, I got this house and this car and I bought this, like it could seem like you bragging or whatever, but you can also do it in a way to like, I came from this to this is where I'm at. I remember when I had da-da-da-da-da-da, or I still go back to the hood and I drop through and I get niggas like, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. Like I could pull up in my Cullinan in the projects and niggas not gonna rob me because they know, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still one of them. So it's like it's a way that you have to me, I feel like masterfully would make Jay-Z one of the illest to do it. He figured out a way to talk all his big boy talk shit, but make you feel like he was still one of you. You know what I'm saying?
I had no money 96, and I love Reasonable Doubt. I love that person.
But then there's just some people that just hate niggas that got money because they broke and they know they ain't never gonna add them. And those might be the 20 people that he was talking about. That was just like, wow.
Who impressed you the most?
A-Word.
He was my MVP.
Actually, when I'm not gonna say if he wants to tell anybody, he can. But I stopped at the hotel because I left stuff at the hotel they was in. I left stuff at the hotel at the venue. The next day I was running around picking up stuff everywhere. But I stopped at this hotel and I gave him a little thank you for you know, because he was also one that he was so complimenting to like anything that I asked to send, it was sent expeditiously. As far as flights, accommodating, that's the word that I mean. He was so accommodating. I know he's a big KC fan. We used to talk about the Chiefs all the time. He literally missed the parade to come do the face-off last minute. Like he was just like, yo, could you just get me in my room so that, you know, I could do my work remotely? I just need somewhere quiet. Like he just did anything that he could to make it so that it could work. So to do all of that, even down to when the money wasn't what Misfit wanted, he was like, look, you know, if you need to take some from mine to accommodate her so that the battle could happen, I would. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I just ended up switching the battle. But like just for him to even suggest that, I was like, oh wow, like that's different. And then to actually come and put on the performance that he put on, it was just like, you know what? You're a good guy.
What goes through your brain when you see my son and Mook go crazy over his staring big side? What goes through your brain? I mean, you also. You also. Like, because you keep the composure for the most part.
I tried because, and I said this, I think I did it when I was on Uncle Rod's interview. I know like my influence, and I don't want anybody to ever feel like I swayed anything because Remy Ma was laughing or Remy Ma was going extra crazy. So I try my best to try to, you know, keep a dampen down.
Is that hard to do after
Nah, I'm a master of acting like I was fuck. Like I'm like it's amazing. In my head, I was like, on the stage, I was like you know. But seeing Mook and Mike's, like I grew up with them, like literally. Like a lot of people don't know. Like I was in court when Mike was on trial. Like I met Mike when I was like 15 years old. Like so I know him. Like I used to be in Harlem with Mook and them. Like I done shot videos and songs with Mook and Rex. So those are really like they like the guys. So it was good to see that.
They speak very highly of you when I see them on Hip Hop Is Real.
Because I tell people the time I'm the realest nigga guy ever met. Like I really am. Like I'm that girl. Like
Will A-War be back on Chrome 23?
Absolutely. Versus
I have a request, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Are we checking you get that poppin', please? I'm flying out again in New York, please.
Pretty intense on having it in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Huh?
But you can pull that off in St. Louis, I think, no?
I could.
Can't you pull that off in St. Louis?
I'm a New York City girl.
Well, at some point, Chrome gotta hit the road.
Now this is the thing, right? You have that is a fact. I have a whole big plan and rollout for that. However, I feel like I need to master everything stationary where I'm at now so that I can flawlessly pull it off somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like once I have
I got you.
This is what we do here. This is what we do here. It'll be so much easier to say, all right, now I take this whole operation and I stick it right here and do the same exact thing. I don't want to, try to do something somewhere else when I feel like I think I got like 92% right. I think I got like 92% right.
Okay. Are you still gonna give us more man-on-man battles?
I would like to, but I feel like I told somebody the other day that was like Chrome 23 is short for chromosome 23. That's not, the chromosome that just means women. That's the one that determines whether you're a male or female. So I like being able to have an all-male battle, or all-female battle, an intergender battle, all on the same card. Like I wouldn't have minded if we had a 2-on-2 thrown there. Like I feel like it's cool because you get to mix it up. You get to see all these different personalities and different styles, and it keeps it interesting. But I just feel like that's where a lot of the controversy comes in, because there's so much around just the men in battle rap. And unfortunately, that's one of the things that I learned over this past year of Chrome 23 is that this is a man's world when it comes to battle rap. Like they rock with the females, but the core of the culture is men. The people that come out, mostly, even though there was a lot of women in the building the other day. I feel like the core is centered around that. So that's why I have to, if I want to be able to sustain and to stay here and not just become a money pit, then yeah, I would have to do that here and there. But my main focus is always going to be the women. It's always going to be a place where women know that they can come and have a home and be treated fairly and given an opportunity to become stars. Because I feel like that's another reason why we don't have a lot of female stars, because they were only having 2 battles a year. They didn't really have the opportunity to be in your face constantly and let you see them flourish and grow. So yeah.
Do you feel people try to pit you and Queen?
I feel like I feel like they try to pit me against Queen of the Ring. They try to pit me against URL now. The only one that I probably don't get pit against is RBE. And that's because ARP goes so hard for me. Like he goes mad.
He does.
But I think that's because, like I told you, like
he got chastised. Going hard for you in his recent blog, because some of the bloggers didn't like the fact that he was coming in your defense about the
whoever was chastising him, call me. Reach out and talk to me. You'll see why. Like I'm really the realest nigga. I'm really like that. Like it's the people don't do that for people just that are cornballs. Okay, I'm not a cornball.
Right.
I'm actually kind of fire.
How close are you from getting us Mook and Easy?
I mean, I can't believe.
Give me something, bro. Come on, give me something.
He's like, yo, I'll take the winner. Maybe. Y'all know Mook, any question you ask him the last 2 hours. But
I'm glad you said it.
That could definitely happen in the future. But I'm a firm believer in giving artists time to write. And that's why we're able to see like the great battles that we saw the other night. Everybody had like 2 months close to time, if not more, to write. And it allows them to prepare, not just to write, to do their research, to memorize, to focus on their performance, all of those things. And then, you know, I try to make everybody comfortable so that they're not worrying about all the other things. And that matters to me. I want people to be at their best. I don't want people to be like, you know, scrambling, because then it's going to look like it when they go on the stage. And I don't like that.
Do battlers, to go back to that answer you just gave me, do battlers complain to you about prep time in the past?
No.
You know, having, you know,
no, but
not enough prep time.
When I was like, before I even had one battle, well, those were one of the questions that I asked. Like, you know, how long do you usually have to prepare? And a lot of them was telling me like 3 weeks, sometimes 2 weeks. And I'm like, well, that would explain everything, especially when you have other things going on in life. I don't know anybody who their sole thing to do in life is just write raps. Like, you still have everyday things that go on. And yeah, I was like, oh no, that's crazy. Even with me, that's not enough time for me, because I'm like a one woman army. So I need enough time so that I can do everything too. Like, I'm literally sitting here right now all day. I've been doing press for my new movie that's coming out later this month, called Girl in the Closet.
Talk about your movie right there. Let's go there. Let's talk about your movie. How do you like the actress?
I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's one of my favorite things to do. But it's called Girl in the Closet. It comes out in a couple of weeks. It's starring myself and Tammy Roman. It's based on a true story about you know, some women. It's just crazy. It's crazy. I don't even want to give too much.
I'm a woman though. Maybe I'm pretty sure she want to go see this.
It's about a woman from Philly who, her sister pretty much took her kid while she was in the hospital sick and like locked in a closet and was doing all type of crazy, collecting checks, and it was a lot. It was a lot going on in this movie. It was to the point that when we started filming, and somewhere through it, somebody had said, yeah, it's based on a true story. I was like, wait, what? This really happened? Like, hold up. Who am I playing right now? Like, my character.
What's your character though? What's your character though?
The child that got stolen. My child got stolen. I'm literally for like 10 years trying to find my kid.
So you're more serious. You have a serious role, it sounds like.
My first one, my first movie and starring role that I've ever had, it was the Big 50 movie. I was like a gangster from Detroit. So this is a total 360 from that. But I love it. I have fun, and I enjoy doing movies. I believe it was a March 11th.
March 11th. When's the last time you were around? Okay. Can't hear you.
Probably 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I drive around sometimes. What was it? It was like, I hate that. It really annoys me if I beg.
You up me, man. It's cool. Uh-oh. Did we lose Rem? Hold up. Uh-oh. Did I lose her? Hold on, y'all.
Can you hear me? Oh, no, I had to go block them.
You good, sister. You good.
Really, like, wow, like, out of control. Like, now you blocked. You better hope I remember when this is done to block. What was you asking me? Oh, yeah. I love that Little Baby Forever. Like, so, and it comes on a lot on the station that I listen to on XM. And so I was like writing something to that beat. But I write way more than people probably think. I just don't put it out. I used to do freestyles all the time. So when I drive around, I hear something like, oh, this is fire. And I always say in my head, I'm going to do it and I'm going to drop it. But I never drop it. I just write it.
How removed are you from hip-hop, though?
No. You know what's so crazy? I hear a lot of people say that. But you know why? Because I might still put it up. I did like a recap. You know how people do the recap video of everything they did for the year? I did a recap video, and I got about got like another 9 minutes, which was 7:15. I got but
okay.
yes, it's
All right.
on Lifetime, the movie. But I remember I did a recap video and I was like, yo, people keep saying I don't do music. I literally did 6 songs last year. I did a song for Mary J. I did Me and Rhapsody premiere. I did the song with Sue Surf. I did a song on Prodigy's album. Yes, I did a song on Prodigy's album. So Rhapsody, Surf, Prodigy. I did at the top of the year, I did Papoose remix with me, Wayne, Busta, 2 Chainz. I did Mary J. Blige, Good Morning Gorgeous, with her and Khaled. So I have a song with Papoose, Busta Rhymes, 2 Chainz, and Lil Wayne, Prodigy, Mary J. Blige, Surf, Rhapsody and Premiere, and I did like 2 records with Brandy when I was on Queens, when I was shooting Queens. So I'm like, I put out music, like, but I guess I know what they want. I know what y'all want.
I don't keep it too long. 2 more questions here. When's the next event? Are you having another event?
I'm gonna have at least 3 more events before the year's out. I want to have 1 small room one more big one, and then do another tournament. That's my plan for the year. 1 small one big one tournament.
Last question. When is Hitman and Easy going on YouTube, man? For the people that get the pay-per-view, y'all. So please.
You tell me, what do you think is a good grace period?
Get your money, number 1. I'm gonna say get your money, number 1. I'm gonna say 3 weeks.
All right, we'll see.
3 weeks.
About 3 weeks. I wasn't even gonna wait that long, but we can do that.
Well, oh, you thought you gonna short it for that?
I don't know now. Now I feel like maybe I was rushing it, but I think so. Here's the thing, right? I think that people don't understand. Like, they say they love battle rap. They say they love these artists. They say they want them to win. The goal is to be successful. You have to support. Like, I literally have had people who, because I still have my Pussy Charms weed thing. I've seen people with no hesitation. Yes. When I have the Godmothers, it's the cigar with 7 grams of Pussy Charms in it. I've seen people with no hesitation. Rem, you got any Godmothers on you? Yeah, how much? $200. No hesitation. Send me my cash app for $200 or give it to me out their pocket, right? But you won't pay $50 or $65 for something that you want to support and that you want to see people win. Like, how do you do, like, and it upsets me because I'm like, when they have these boxing matches and MMA and UFC, I don't hear y'all complaining about that. So of course I know they'll be like, oh well, their stream doesn't go down or they don't have this yet, but also they ain't us. All right, we're talking about
facts.
They ain't us.
Facts.
Like, relax.
Facts,
I promise you, it's been a year and I'm this close to being perfect. I'm gonna have this shit so perfect that nobody not gonna be able to say nothing to me. Nothing. I promise you. That's on my mind.
Rem, I ain't gonna hold you. I want to say thanks again for the hospitality that you showed to me, my woman and stuff.
Thank you for coming. You was outside. I ain't gonna tell everybody how crazy you was acting on that stage because you was like right here, my peripheral, right here.
What you saw me do? Tell the folks what you saw me doing. You want to put it out there? It's cool. Which battle? Which battle you talking about? Which battle? Oh yeah, I was wild.
Real crazy.
I was wild. You know what I mean? Rem, peace and love though, sister. I appreciate you always. And let me just say this. You talk before you go. You a real one because anytime I reach out to you, you always reach back to people though. You don't front on people. So I want to give credit to you for just being humble as you are, man. For real.
Like if I can't do it, I'll be like, nah, I can't. If I can't. If I can't, I'm like, damn, I forgot, I got caught up, whatever, but I make it up to you. Like, you say, I was like, I gotta do 3 shit. He was trying to get me for the whole last 2 weeks. I was really busy, but I haven't been doing any interviews. This is the first interview since the event that I've done. I wanted to just chill, regroup, start working. I'm already working on my next card, and I kind of wanted to give it time for the artists to actually interview and people talk to them. It seems like I don't want to overshadow them. It's like, yeah, it's Remy, and it was my event, and it's like y'all know what the fuck this is. I know who it is. Like, come on, man. I did enough promo leading up to it. I feel like I promoted it out. And I want to say shout out to everybody that tuned in and reached out to me about the behind the battle that I put out the night before. That was like that was like my baby. That was something that I wanted to try to do something different, and it came out so dope. I literally edited it with me and Vinny for like on Zoom, and it came out amazing. We found the music that going. There's a couple little glitches, but that's something that I want to like keep doing in the future, and I appreciate so many people tuning into it. I was like, they're watching it, they really like it. Oh my god! And so that's something I want to try. I just want to thank everybody for that, and I also want to thank all the artists that was in the building that wasn't on the card. I've seen so many people, like, you know, the Mooks and the Lux and the Rex and the Johns and the Geechees and the Shug and the Twerk. And oh my God, it was just so many people that was in
people.
Yes.
Joe Budden's, Queen Flip, I'm seeing Benny the Butcher,
Davey,
Ron Browse,
Benny I feel like it was so many different people that was in, but even the females that came out, Jazz was there, Stargirl was there, Lady Red was there, who else I see? QB, Farrah. She was out of my dressing room for a little while. I gave her a chrome jacket. I was like, because I feel so bad that I haven't had her so much, because she's from the X. She's somebody that I would love in the culture for so long, and I haven't had her on chrome yet. So I felt like,
to Farrah's credit, she's the first girl, in my opinion, that brought elegance. To see about her. She always looks.
But speaking of looking elegant and playing the part, did y'all see Yoshi commentating?
Yo, shout out to Yoshi, man, for real. Shout out to Yoshi, for real. She did a great job also, I heard.
She did really good.
On the telecast over direct, though.
Beautiful. She had her little chrome leather blazer dress. Hair's giving very much side part Remy Ma. Shout out to her. Shout out to Direct. And just everybody, the whole Williams Day team, everybody that no matter how small the contribution was, I just really appreciate everybody that tuned in, everybody that tolerated, you know, shout out to Hitman, Easy, Hustle, Shroony, oh my God, the tournament, congratulations to both C3 and Caution.
Both
Dixon, A-Ward, and both, you know, Official and Prestavia, who was super sick with morning sickness day of and day before, and still went up there and put on an amazing performance. Like, she was not feeling well at all, and I appreciate her for that.
Before you go, I'm going to give credit to Hustle also, because I was kind of tight that she didn't show the face off, because I wanted to see her and Shu have an exchange and everything, but Hustle was phenomenal. Please get the page. Hustle for 3 rounds. She was phenomenal. I got to give that sister a props. She can be nasty sometimes, Ram. I ain't gonna lie, F-bombs and SMGs, but that girl was phenomenal. I can separate the two. You know what I mean? So,
thank you.
Ram, peace and love, though, man. I appreciate you, sister. Yes, Mom. Love. Shout out to Remy Ma, man. I'm on the bottom of Remy. Shout out to Remy, man. For real.